And he was like, well, I hope you like it. It was actually like kind of expensive. And I was like, yeah, I can't keep an expensive item knowing that like within 24 hours, it's going to get snotted and like messed up and ruined.
And can't you wash it?
Well, yeah, but I don't want to, like, that's why I don't own nice clothes because I'm not in like the nice clothes era.
Are you returning it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's too nice?
It's too nice. Yeah.
Leaders from Asheville and Buncombe County held a meeting.
From the newsroom to the nursery.
We're juggling a demanding career on live TV with the demands of motherhood.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Karen.
They are AnchorMoms.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh, and we have found our singing
We've
voices
found
in
our-
2025. Katie, we have turned over a new leaf,
Yeah.
and now
Mhm.
AnchorMoms is a duet of sorts.
I would love that.
Cheers.
Cheers to the new year.
Cheers to 2025.
Sort of my motto with New Year's, it's like New Year, same me.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
I think that's great.
I think the older I get, the less I feel interested in really improving myself.
Recreating yourself every year.
Is that
I get
bad?
it. No. We're in our 40s. We are who we are.
It's not getting any better.
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's not getting any better. In fact, it might get worse. I really.
In fact, we've already peaked. We're on the downward
I don't
slope.
know. It might get worse. How was your Christmas? Was it good?
It was great. How was yours?
It was good.
Yeah. I feel like I was trying to really soak up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Ray is 9.
Yeah.
And I just feel like these years of the Santa excitement, the waking up early, the just pure joy in every aspect of Christmas is not going to last forever.
It's waning a bit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was still great this year, but I'm just trying to remember, we have a lot of nieces and nephews who are in their teenage years, and I'm just realizing that, oh, wow, like it's going to change quickly. And
Mhm.
eventually there's going to be a day where we have to wake them up,
Yeah.
right? And it's just not going to be the same. So I really tried to soak up just the joy of it. And we had a really, really joyful day. So it's
Good.
nice.
And
Yeah.
and Ray is still a believer.
Yes, of course. Yes. Yep, she is. And I'm hoping she is forever.
Forever. Mhm.
It's funny, of all of our children, of course, our third, Bennett, was the one who was like, Mom, so what's up with Santa?
That doesn't, knowing all of your
Mhm,
kids, that doesn't
mhm,
surprise me.
mhm. At 6, she was like, somebody on the bus told me that he's maybe not real. What's the deal with that?
What'd you say?
And I was like, oh, what? Come on. I just kind of deflected a bit. But and she was like, yeah. But anyway, how about River? Did she have a good one?
She did. It was a really good. We had a really good Christmas as well. We had a lot. We had a lot going on. We went to New York to Brian's family, and we did the city. We went ice skating. We saw the Taylor Swift laser show. We went to
wow.
the movies. I mean, it was.
I didn't know Taylor Swift had a laser show.
I guess if you live on Long Island, you can enjoy it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I do want to show off this. If you're not watching, you're not watching on YouTube.
You
Which
should
I highly
be.
recommend that you do.
should
But
be.
if you're just listening, I put on my Christmas present from River this year, which is
Oh.
a brooch. And
Wow,
she
it's
has been,
beautiful.
Thank you. She's been asking me to wear it. And I thought, I really can't. I feel as though this may be too distracting on air when I'm anchoring.
Oh, I disagree. I think you could wear it.
But I thought, what a perfect, this is the perfect venue, the perfect media to show off.
Now, did she
my
just come up with
brooch.
this on her own?
Apparently.
She told
Apparently.
Brian, I want to get mom a brooch.
So it was our lovely nanny who
Okay.
took her. And
Where
apparently.
do you shop for a brooch?
I don't know. I didn't
Is there a
ask.
brooch store?
I didn't ask. So if if you're not watching us, it's a rather large hummingbird brooch with a lot of rhinestones, a lot of
Mhm.
color.
Mhm. It's beautiful.
Thank you. And
And I think they're in.
well, you told me that, and I just did a quick Google. So this is the story, you guys.
What did Google say?
So I was in here first, in the podcast room first, and Karen came in, and instead of making eye contact with me, she kept looking at my brooch. She kept I didn't tell her I was going to wear it. And I said, I see you looking at my brooch. And she thought I think you thought that I was.
I thought you'd been wearing it all day.
Yeah.
You wore it on air this morning.
And you were like, well, I don't know, like brooches are back in. And I was, what? I just
and you said, did you think I really was wearing this on air? And I said, yeah, I think it'd be a great look.
This hummingbird brooch?
Yes.
Anyway.
They're in.
I find it interesting.
What did Google tell you? Are they in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Google did tell me that.
See?
I mean, there's certain ways to wear them. I'm not sure this is the appropriate
You are.
way.
This is a new Katie and Karen because look, it's 2025 and I'm giving you fashion advice. I'm telling you what's trendy.
So every day,
times have changed.
Yeah, every day it came in this beautiful plush box, and I had it sort of sitting on my sink since Christmas. And every day River would be like, "Mom, when are you going to wear that brooch? You wearing the brooch? How's the brooch?" I find it interesting. So River got Brian like a bag of
a male brooch.
No, no, of course not. He got a bag of Reese's peanut butter cups. Because that's his favorite candy. That's usually her go-to. I just find it ironic that
you would rather have the Reese's.
Yes, yes.
The brooch is lovely. I have a dear friend who's very involved in fashion, and she's
broaching?
all about brooches.
Should I be broaching?
You should be broaching. This is a good look. Look, that velvet suit you had on yesterday for New Year's.
Oh, the crushed velvet.
Crushed velvet, black with a brooch. Perfection.
I wish I would have thought to wear that together. Well, now that I know.
There may be another day that you decide to wear a crushed velvet suit with a brooch.
Now that I know this is a go, I might be broaching more often. Did your kids get you anything for Christmas?
No brooches.
Okay.
No brooches.
I'm sorry. So unfortunate for you.
No, they do. The kids drew names, so they had sibling gifts.
Okay.
And then they did have some homemade
like ornaments or something like that.
Yes, things they made at school. I will say the schools do a great job. I mean, each kid came home with like multiple really cute crafty things that we could give to, relatives, or they picked out a couple to give to us. Yeah. But I didn't get a brooch.
Well, I'm
jealous now.
I don't know. I will say this. Greg did text me a couple of days.
Yes.
And did you like the shirt?
I did. It's a sweater. Yes, I did. It was funny. So he got me this.
You're not selling me. I don't believe you.
It was a lovely idea. He got me this sweater that's like made from alpaca. It's like very earth conscious, sustainable, all the things. And he said, I just realized that you don't have a lot of nice clothes. And as he was giving it to me, of course I had on my pajamas because it's Christmas morning, but Sam comes over and literally does what he always does and like wipes his snot all down my sleeve. And I was like, yeah, this is why.
Yeah.
This is exactly why I don't have nice clothes. And he was like, well, I hope you like it. It was actually like kind of expensive. And I was like, yeah, I can't keep an expensive item knowing that like within 24 hours, it's going to get snotted and like messed up and ruined.
And can't you wash it?
Well, yeah, but I don't want to, like, that's why I don't own nice clothes because I'm not in like the nice clothes era.
Are you returning it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's too nice?
It's too nice. Yeah. I can't be, like, I just can't.
So what are you going to do with the money instead?
I told him, well, then I don't. Well, he said, well, what do you want to get instead? Like, I feel bad. And I was like, no, don't feel bad. It was a very nice thought. It's very comfortable. I like it. It fits well. But I said, you know what? We should save this money and like do a night out, or like maybe if we can find a sitter to watch all 4 children, like go away for a little weekend or something. So I think we're going to squirrel the money away in hopes of like a I don't know, some time off together.
Well, Greg, you can always shop for me for Christmas if you want. I will never.
It was a very
turn
sweet
down.
offer. You know what I mean? Like it's the same reason we don't have nice furniture. Like
No,
I would love to have nice
what
furniture.
you mean. I would never
Say no
return
to.
a shirt because it was too nice. Ever. I'm sorry.
I just couldn't do it.
Okay, I'm gonna put this information away in my head so that when
I will
Greg
tell him
texts
next time
me
to buy
next
you a
year-
nice sweater
I'm gonna
and
be like,
buy me the Reese's
just
peanut
send
butter
it
cup.
this way. Just send it this way. What'd you get him?
I did get him a nice gift. I got him a really nice new I don't want to call it a briefcase, but a bag for work. Like a nice one.
Not too nice though.
No, it was really nice. Yeah.
Yet he's keeping that one.
He is keeping that one. But he was like, kids, you can't touch this. Like, this is like his nice work bag now. Because he just didn't have a nice, he was using like the free like laptop bag from Dell or something. And I was like, you're like going to see clients. You look nice. You need to have a appropriate work bag.
Nice.
But of course I had to text my brother-in-law to be like,
what is an appropriate?
What kind of briefcases do people wear? And he was like, well, it's not like the old leather ones like our dads use. Like you got to get like one of these. It's like a like a messenger
sling.
bag.
Yeah.
It's like hip and cool and trendy. And anyway.
Okay. Can't wait to see Greg sporting it.
I mean, unless you ran into him at like a work event, I'm not sure.
Well, sometimes I do. Not at work events, but sometimes I see him when he's directly coming from work.
That's true.
And I'm always
He's
like,
often rushing to kids' events.
Hello, Greg, in your,
Fancy
business
suit.
attire. Yeah, exactly. All right. Shall we move on?
If we must, I guess.
Did you want me to broach more? Broach more on the brooch?
I'm just enjoying catching up.
I know. I haven't seen you.
I know. We haven't seen each other much.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So this first article is from Harper's Bazaar. And basically the gist here is that people don't do, much like myself, don't do New Year's resolutions anymore, but they do these ins and outs list. It's kind of the New Year's resolution. And it's really about like niche, unsubstantiated opinions rather than data. It's like sort of more of like a personal vibe check versus a real set of predictions. So Harper's Bazaar did their 2025 ins and outs list, which I thought were very interesting. I'll just go through a couple of them. Oasis Core. So
I didn't know this. I had to Google it.
What Oasis Core is?
Yeah. Did you know it?
Well, I knew the band. Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that what you mean?
I didn't know the band.
You didn't know the band Oasis?
No.
Wonderwall?
Oh, is that what it's referring to?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Are you sure you're
okay?
Did you not grow up in like the 90s and the 2000s?
Just the way that they phrased it, I had no idea that's what they were talking about.
Okay.
And then when I Googled it, I thought it was like some pop show in like Australia or something. No. Okay.
So it was this this British band that was like super popular, Wonderwall. They had this huge album. They were brothers. They broke up and
oh, I see. And now they're back.
Okay.
Yep,
right.
okay.
I think they announced last year that they're back. And so people are saying like that's sort of the vibe that is in. So 2024 was Cowboy Core. Remember Beyonce's country album?
Oh, I remember that.
I know.
Love that song.
Like Mob Wives Core was in. Brat Summer, that was like the thing. So this year is all about Oasis Core. So a cool haircut, a cheap pair of sunglasses, obnoxious.
Cheap sunglasses, I could be into that.
I feel like you are already there. You're already there. So anyway.
I didn't even know it.
I know that was so that's what's in for 2025. Lookalike contests out. That's how when they have all these like celebrity.
The doppelganger.
Yes, exactly. In coffee shop raves. So these are, instead of going to late night, I feel like you are in, right?
I love a coffee shop rave. I mean, I've never been to one, but I love the idea of it.
This is weekend bakery trips. Coffee shop raves are the hottest new way at a party. The alcohol-free concept has been popping off in Europe over the past 6 months. So get in on that if you're Karen Zakalek. Out hot rodent men in finance, and general male typecasting. That's like the Timothy Chalamet and the Jeremy Allen White.
I took a little offense to this. Men in finance is out, and my husband is in finance.
Well, as you just got him his briefcase. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
I don't, like, what's up with that?
Sorry, Greg.
I mean, my name is out. My husband's out.
What if Karen was on this 2025 list?
Like as an in or an out?
As an in.
Ooh,
It's been out for a while. It's like due for an in.
Time to come back in.
Okay. Here's hoping for 2026.
I thought it was interesting. Phone charms and wristlets.
Okay, so can I just tell you my 13-year-old?
I had wristlets a long time ago.
So it connects to your phone. And so for Christmas, my 13-year-old niece asked for who I love, asked for a new phone case. And I got her a phone case, and I got her one of these wristlet charms that connect to it, just like sort of on a whim, because I was like, oh, that'll be like fun. And then I read this and I was like,
you're in.
I'm in. I'm in. The other one I liked on its way out, curated dinner parties. Rather than focusing on what really matters, unfiltered chatter, gossip, and good vibes, it's time to bring back messy dinner parties. So not something that's as so curated and
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Something a little less fancy. Aimless shopping is in, which is like something I haven't done since I was in middle school. You know, that's like when you just like go to the mall.
I hate
and
shopping.
I hate shopping. You know, I don't ever buy anything in person. But I did have a sort of reading this. I had like a little bit of like nostalgia for when I had
Okay.
time in my life for that. And I could see where
Mhm,
that would be
mhm.
appealing. And it's not just like mindless consumerism as much as it's just like making a day out of it, grabbing
Yeah,
a coffee, that kind of thing.
I feel like a lot of these ins are things for people without kids.
Well,
Like, I don't
you
have
might be
time
right.
for any of this.
You might be right. Well, you have fun. You have time for a phone charm and a wristlet.
I cannot imagine what would happen if I like bounced out one night with like a phone with like charms off my phone and a wristlet.
I think the wristlet would not be that crazy because it's like a way to hold on to your phone.
It just feels like I would be. I mean, I probably have one buried away.
You probably do.
Like from my 20s.
Right? Well, you probably have a wristlet. Remember when wristlet bags were kind of a
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a mums.
Okay. Oh, you want to move on from our
I'm moving
ins and
on
outs?
to the mums.
Okay.
This was something that, my sister, I would say it's a tie between my sister and you on the best gift giver because
Okay.
you're both very good gift givers.
Mhm. Well, not if you ask Greg. I mean, I really failed on that one.
Well, no. That was his idea. But I appreciate the input. So she got Sam, and this is if you have a toddler, but they're called jelly blocks.
Okay.
Have you heard of them?
No.
You can get them on Amazon. I checked for like $20. But they're squishy blocks, but they're like giant Legos and they still have like the holes and you can stack them. But they're
like filled with
squishy.
gel?
They're
or
filled
no?
with gel. There's like sparkly glitterness
Oh,
inside.
fun.
You can make a whole car. Anyway, I was like, these are the best blocks in the world. And Gregory was like, oh my gosh, finally blocks that if they're left on the floor and we step on them,
They won't.
they
hurt.
don't kill our feet.
Yes.
So jelly blocks, if you have, I
Okay.
would say even up to the age of like 5. I mean,
Okay.
all the kids in my family were playing with them just because they were cool.
Where do you get them?
Jelly blocks? You can get them on Amazon.
And how much?
$20.
Okay.
Yeah, for a little set. You can get bigger sets.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, great gift. Okay, the next article is from Parents. 8 parenting trends we hope to say goodbye to in 2025. All right, I'm just going to roll through these real
Mhm,
quickly because I
mhm,
think they're all good
mhm,
ones.
mhm.
Kids with more luxe skincare routine than parents. Sleep maxing, inch stone parties, Halloween lasting 6 days. Amen. Judging parents for not returning shopping carts.
Mhm.
Food recalls, reserving, easy meals for when dad isn't home. Confusing trad wives with stay-at-home moms.
Mm.
So I thought all of these were, these are all kind of controversial trends
Yeah.
from last year that this article is saying, let's move on from this. A couple of them really, I didn't realize this was a thing, but I'm happy to move on from it. These inch stone parties where, instead of like the gender
Oh,
reveal,
sure,
the
sure.
baby shower, this is like my kid lost their first tooth. Let's have a party. My kid is potty trained. Let's have a party.
Mhm.
What? We definitely need to move on from that. Like, we have too many parties and too much stress
Yeah.
anyway. Like, we do not need to be throwing a party over every. Can you imagine if I sent you an invite to a party every time one of my kids hit like a small
Well, no, because
milestone?
you have 4 kids. That would be a lot.
You'd be
I
like,
will say
Karen,
that
enough with the parties. Enough.
I would appreciate.
I don't even want to do the birthdays.
Same. But I do think my kid is finally potty trained party is more interesting than like a first birthday party. That seems more celebratory to me,
I mean, true.
right?
True. But you don't
Just
want to
that's
like.
a big milestone.
Yeah, but we don't need to be having a party every time we get one of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree. I'm trying to think. That was one that I was like, yes, agree to. I'm going to say something that is going to be very unpopular
Okay.
and very controversial. I do judge parents who don't return their shopping carts.
I mean, same.
Like,
Same.
Come on.
Like, just do it.
Just do it.
I don't know that I'm judging. I'm just kind of like, do you hate puppies too? Like, what's wrong with you? Why would you not just return it?
There's nothing. Well, I mean, I think people don't return it because they're like arguing that they're, too busy, like their kids are too unruly. But I think there's nothing more annoying to me when you're like trying to pull into a space and there's like an
Yes.
abandoned shopping cart there, or like you're in danger of hitting a shopping cart, or it's like blowing around. My theory is like, just do it. Just return the shopping cart.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I agree with these teenagers who have more
Or like the Sephora.
fancy skincare
Cleans.
routines than I do. Let's move on from that. Like, teenagers do not need these fancy skincare routines.
I'm with you.
I do. I'm in my 40s. I've got wrinkles. There's a lot going on that needs to be fixed. Let me have the fancy skincare routine.
Right.
Right?
Okay. I'm glad we figured that one out.
Yeah.
All right. Our last article comes from Medical Express. And this is a pediatrician suggesting 8 parenting goals to start the new year strong.
I like this.
Yeah, we're really like checking some stuff off for people who don't set New Year's resolutions. We're really getting at the heart of 2025 here.
Yeah. We're going every way but making New Year's resolutions.
So the first one, vaccines. Make sure your kid is up to date on vaccines. Number 2, build healthy digital habits. Number 3, read together. Set aside some time for reading each day. Number 4, get outside more. Number 5, check your car seat. Number 6, set aside some time to cook as a family. Number 7, make a family disaster kit. And number 8, mind mental health and practice self-care.
I like all these. I think I like how it said set healthy digital habits.
Yeah.
Gregory and I were just saying we'd really like to, at night after the kids go down, it's so easy to just get on your phone and catch up on texts or emails or whatever you haven't gotten to that day. And he said, we really need to just set a time limit, like set a timer. And when that 10 minutes is up, we're done with phones.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. And I said, well, why don't we just not have any time on phones? And he said, well, I just think that's impractical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's right. I'm able to be on my phone a little bit more. I have to be on my phone for work often during the day, and he's less so. I think that it's like with your kids and screen time. It's impossible to say you can never have screen time, right? It's just a matter of what is the right balance and what is the right number and sticking to it. And I think that's something to really keep in mind in the New Year's. The other one I liked was cooking as a family.
Yeah.
It's so hard sometimes, when the kids are like, we want to help. And you're like, oh, it's just going to be more of a mess. It's going to take longer, yada, yada. But I have to tell you, every time the kids get involved, they love it. They really, really love it. And even if it's just like dumping 1/4 cup of milk in or whatever it is, they get so excited about it. And I think that they do inherently have a little bit more involvement in the meal and therefore might have a better chance of eating it, especially if it's healthy, if they've contributed. So I'm going to try to do that more.
I like all of those too. So River does have an iPad, and she we do set a timer, by the way. And she's really, the good thing about that is she's really good about
like, it's up.
It's up. Okay. Like, tell Alexa to set a timer for 15 minutes or tell Alexa 20 minutes. And then she's good about putting it away. I get the get outside more. We can't cook. We're not cooking much in our kitchen, period, because we don't have much of a kitchen. Make a family disaster kit. Let me just tell you, that one really hit home for me. Mm-hmm. It did make me think about what are some things that we could do ahead of time, just sort of even like preparing, even mentally, like in a headspace of like what we would do and where we would go kind of situation just after Helene. So yeah, I think all of these are good. And these are all, what I like about this is all pretty attainable. Like none of this is like earth shattering, breaking news, going to make you change your habit.
But it's good to think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned the disaster kit. When a year ago, I would have never thought of this, but now, during Helene and the aftermath, we had all the water bottles, and we have these ones that we got right after that are kind of cartons, but they say 10-year shelf life.
Yeah.
And we have that. And I'm like, I got to keep this in a spot. Like, thank goodness we have this now. And it's so funny. I would have never thought, let me make sure we have some water
Yeah.
that we could have on standby. But it's those, and even now when I'm out and about, I always have water bottle with me
Mhm.
because there's like that fear when you don't have running water for weeks on end.
Yeah.
Those little things that you just,
Take for granted.
yeah,
So
that
you-
I'm like always kind of thinking about, even though the hurricane's done
Yeah.
and hopefully it doesn't happen again. But
We have, those big sports coolers that people fill with
Mhm,
Gatorade
mhm,
on the sidelines.
Mhm.
So when we went to, Charlotte, like 3 days after the hurricane for River's surgery, we went to Dick's and got 4 of those. And that was huge because we could fill them up and we would even drop them off to neighbors. Like
Yeah.
here, I think they're like, I don't even remember how many gallons they hold. But then the neighbors would return them to us and we would like go back and fill them up like at our
Yeah.
rental house. And it's like one of those things that like, I'm glad we have those now because before another storm, we will always fill those up and know. I mean, because normally you would never, you might have one of those, but you wouldn't have 4 or 5 of them,
Right.
It's just kind of funny how it's sort of
It is interesting that once you live
changed.
through it, you just
Yeah.
think of things differently.
Mhm. Exactly.
On a lighter note, do you have a win for us?
I do. So, and honestly, it kind of taps into what we were talking about. We went to Long Island for Christmas for, 9 days, 8 days. And River didn't have any screen time. She watched some Christmas movies,
Mhm.
but no iPad time, no like, Mom, can I watch your phone? And you know what's funny is she was so busy with her cousins and
Mhm.
doing stuff,
Mhm.
she didn't even ask.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
is rare for her. Like sometimes she'll come home from school and be like, can I have 20 minutes on my iPad? And we're like, sure,
Yeah,
And it's just, it feels so good to know that your kid is engaging in other ways
Right,
and
right, right.
doing other things
Mhm.
and that she doesn't need that iPad
Yeah.
and that it was like a true break. Like it was
Yeah.
a true mental break. And I'm just, Brian and I almost every time we take a vacation, like we take that big camping trip in the summer, we're always like, okay, we look at each other and say, all right, like no iPad, like
Mhm.
we leave it in the car, it dies, whatever. And I'm glad that we're still able to do it because I think as River gets older,
Yeah.
she has cousins who are older, who are
Always on their
glued to their phones.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how long we can keep this up. But
That's a huge win.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And it's nice to know that, I think the big fear of our parenting generation is that they're going to be like scarred for life and not be able to interact in real life with other
Yeah.
people because there's so much device time.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that that's still
Yeah,
alive
like I
and
said,
well.
she didn't even ask about it because she just was so consumed with other things. So,
Great.
yeah.
I'm glad you had a good trip. All right. We will
Okay.
see you next time here on Anchor Moms. Hope you have a great one.
Bye, guys. Anchor Moms is a Sinclair podcast produced out of WLOS in Asheville. We're your hosts, Katie Killen and Karen Zakalak. Anchor Moms is edited by Matthew Yates.
For more information on the topics discussed in this episode and to stay up to date on future episodes, follow us on Instagram @AnchorMoms.
You can follow Anchor Moms on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Know a parent who can benefit from this week's Anchor Moms episode? Your recommendations help our show to grow, so spread the word.